founder of the National Association of Cannabis Accounting and Tax Professionals.
I've heard of you.
Have you? Wow. So I work with accounting professionals, and I help to provide proper accounting and support to cannabis operators. But on top of that, it's very important that I've noticed that a lot of operators need more of the financial literacy training, understanding the rules and regulations, understanding the tax code and how 280E applies to them, and how to properly budget.
Wait,
and how
what is 280E?
So 280E is a tax code that says that if you are trafficking a Schedule 1 or... He didn't. You guys need to
y'all need to buffer us, support us, okay?
So 280E says if you are trafficking a Schedule 1 or Schedule 2 controlled substance, which cannabis is still a Schedule 1 controlled substance, you cannot write off any of your operating expenses as a business. So think about that, your rent, your payroll, all those costs that it takes to run a business. You can't write that off. Most businesses can write that off. So what happens is, so say for instance you have sales, so you have $1 million in sales, and then you have what's called cost of sales, which is what does it cost to get the plant into the store in order to sell it to somebody. Let's say that's 50%. So you paid $500,000 on just your product that's in the store, but then after that, you've got to pay rent, you've got to pay payroll, you've got to pay utilities, you're doing advertising, marketing, and let's say that's $250,000. So most businesses, you have $1 million minus $500,000 in costs minus $250 in operating expenses, leaves you $250 in net profit. Most businesses pay taxes on whatever percent of $250, 20% of $250,000. Cannabis businesses only can write off the $500,000 of cost, and they pay 20% of the other $500,000. Then they pay for their operating expenses. And so you can become negative in that point because you've already paid so much in taxes on your top line gross receipts that now you've got to pay your expenses and you might not have the money there to pay it. And so that's really significant. And if you're an operator and you think, oh, I'm just going to open a dispensary and it's all good and I've got all these write-offs, you're going to be mistaken and you're going to end up losing your license. And so as an accounting professional, I quickly learned that a lot of operators don't understand what that means. And there's ways to maneuver that and make sure that things are being done properly, but you have to have a strong accountant in place in order to ensure that you're doing all that stuff right.
This is not something you can do on TurboTax. It's not an HR block. Stop.
Please do not go them.
How long have you been in accounting, and how did you get into cannabis accounting?
So I've been in a CPA for 18 years. And then I became a cannabis accountant about 6 years ago. And so what happened was I was working corporate and I got tired of working for somebody. I got tired of reporting to an office. I got tired of reporting to a cubicle. I really wanted to work for myself and from a computer. This was pre-COVID. This wasn't after COVID. I knew that there was an opportunity to work from a computer from wherever I was. So I sought out that opportunity. And I saw that in online, and I learned how to run an online accounting practice because prior to that I worked corporate for 12 years. So I only knew how to do it inside of somebody else's office. But I took classes, I got mentors, and I learned how to run my own online business. I learned how to market my own online business. And then I learned, hey, you need to niche down in order to really, be a value add to your clients. And then I discovered the cannabis niche about 2017 and I have never looked back. It was so big, so fascinating, and I've been in it ever since.
That's amazing. Did you answer what growing the green means to you?
So let's see. Well, growing the green means a lot of opportunities. I feel like the cannabis industry is providing a lot of opportunities to our economy. And the way that I think about it is, if you think about when the car was first created, and specifically for ancillary businesses, when the car was first created, now that we have a vehicle driving down the road, we need roads. We need gas stations on the sides of those roads, so we have huge oil businesses. We need motels on the side of the roads for people to pull over, so now we have a huge multi-billion-dollar motel businesses. We need tires, we need rubber, we need steel, we need leather, we need paint, we need so much mechanics, all that stuff. That one thing created an entire economy to support it. And the cannabis industry is doing the exact same thing. And so for students and people who are looking to get into the industry, You don't have to just look at the actual plant. You don't have to be a grower, you don't have to be a manufacturer, you don't have to be a dispensary. You can be a marketing person, you could be a social media manager, you could be an accountant, you could be an attorney, you could be a photographer, you could be a videographer, you could be whatever it is that you're passionate about and still support that industry.
You're so bad. I'm happy I'm here. So if people had questions or they wanted to know more about you and your work, where could they go to find out anything more about you?
Okay, so I know it's a mouthful, but I'm the National Association of Cannabis Accounting and Tax Professionals, and we go by the acronym NACAT Pros, so NACATPROS.org, and that's where you can find me. And at NACAT Pros is social media everywhere.
Say it one more time.
NACAT Pros, NACATPROS.org.
NACATPROS.org.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You have so much knowledge, and I'm also learning that a lot of black people, especially, are kind of, when you start talking about multi-millions of dollars, they get scared. It's almost like they can't really see themselves managing that much money, let alone being accountable for it, paying taxes for it, and not getting cheated. My background is in agriculture policy, so when we look at the history, when we had plans where we were tenant and sharecropping, a lot of those numbers would get messed with, and they would play with us and basically steal from us. So I think a lot of that fear still lingers. So before we sign off, I guess what advice would you have for anyone that is thinking about coming into this space but may have some reservations?
So you need to make sure that you have a good accountant and a good attorney in place, and somebody who has your best interest at heart. Because what's going to happen is there's going to be a legal contract that's going to get you, and if you don't have a background in writing legal contracts, then you can. It is risky out there. There are people out there that are after your money, and you are going to probably lose some money. But you've got to be able to take those risks and don't put everything on the line, and make sure that you're taking calculated risk. But I wouldn't encourage anybody to just stop from fear. Yeah.
Fear is a no-go.
Yeah.